up, y'all? It's your girl Amber Lay, sports editor of We Are Jersey magazine. I'm here at Bentley's Restaurant and Lounge in Newark, New Jersey. I have a very special guest for us today. I will be interviewing the president of the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation and his mother as well. Shout out to Gwendolyn. Thank you for being here. Thank you for blessing us. We hope you enjoy it. So we know that you are the president of the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation, but I want to know you as an individual. So can you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yes, thank you for having me. Gwendolyn B. Jenkins. I am the president and CEO of the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation. I'm a mom of 3 sons, Malcolm, Martin, and Miles, a wife, a grandmother of 5, and just a dynamic person who loves to pour into the lives of others.
I think that's such a beautiful thing. She's like, I love to pour into the lives of others. Okay, so how did the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation start?
Well, 2010, Malcolm was in New Orleans
Yes,
at that
on
time
the
Saints.
Who Dat Nation
year. His passion was to give to youth and underserved communities, understanding how having a role model in your life can make a difference for a child. And so he was definitely the face of a lot of initiatives in the city of New Orleans, pouring not only his money but his time into serving the community. And it was through conversations that we had as to how can he have a bigger reach, a further reach, instead of everything coming out of his pocket, because there are many people like-minded, like-mission individuals who would get behind him and make a bigger impact. And so we formed the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation as a 501c3 public charity in order to have the impact of the collective.
Right.
And so that's where we started.
So where does the charity take place? I know Jersey, I know New Orleans, I believe Philly too as well, because he was on the Eagles.
So the work that we do, the commitment that we have is to youth and underserved communities of the cities that have given so much to Malcolm during his life. And that is his home state of New Jersey, Louisiana, New Orleans, where he's played ball, Ohio, where he graduated from the Ohio State University, so we're committed to Columbus, as well as Philadelphia. And so although our work starts with the communities that he's working and living in, it doesn't stop there. Our commitment remains with those cities and the work that we do. And so those are our home base areas that has the biggest impact. And it's not to say that we don't have impact in other communities, but that is where the charity is registered to do business.
Right. So what programs do you guys run?
So specific to New Jersey, our first programming was our youth football camp. Pre-pandemic, we ran 8 years, running a free football camp over a 2-day period for over 500 youth.
That's a lot of
New Jersey and their families. And so that programming was really near and dear to us. Not only did we educate on the dynamics and the mechanics of football playing and sports, but we used that opportunity to educate the parents as well on topics such as mental health, nutrition and wellness, financial literacy, the importance of education, and in doing so was able to have the young people and their families continue those conversations when they go home. So we're equipping both the families and the kids in the importance of not only the school, but all that goes into being a well-rounded, healthy individual. And so after the pandemic, it shed the light on a lot of things. It shed the light on how ill-prepared our kids are in terms of their next, their employability skills, their preparedness for college. And so prior to the pandemic, we were looking at scaling our impact and pivoting our programs to digital format to reach more kids, whether they're in New Jersey or not. But it highlighted the need to focus on career readiness. And so in that pivot and during that time, we also put our focus on developing a digital platform that would be in the hands of kids where they are on their phones and devices, showcasing the various career opportunities that may not necessarily need a college degree, that are skill-based careers, using Black and brown role models that they connect with in order to showcase their various pathways to success. And so we're building that digital academy now, and even in that, we recognize the importance to teach our kids about financial literacy, financial wellness, financial stability. And because no matter what your career field is, you need to understand how to manage your money, how to be responsible. And really the focus is on shifting the mindset of our young people from being consumers and spenders to investors and savers. And so even though we're building our digital academy, we recently partnered with the North Board of Education on 3 new high schools that opened up last year, data science, global studies, and fashion and design, to focus on providing curriculum for the freshman students that's focused on financial wellness, financial literacy, with the goal of closing the wealth gap. And the way we close the wealth gap is through education, changing the mindsets of our kids, so they're not getting the money and spending it as soon as it hits their hands. And so right now our focus is on the financial literacy, not only in New Jersey, but we also have a partnership with schools in Philadelphia.
That is such a beautiful, because you know what, it's like, it's one thing to be like, it's okay to have a dream, and it's nothing to be like, once that dream, because you know, especially athletes, especially in football, they retire at a younger age, and there's so many kids, so many young boys, and now a couple young girls that can reach this point of achieving that success and then not knowing what to do with all that money and just spending it. And there's a documentary on Netflix about it.
Yeah.
I forgot the guy's name. He's a football player. He had gotten injured, and so he hired someone to teach him how to invest. But that also goes to show you should have known this before you even stepped foot in the league.
Yeah, well, it's not just the athletes that are in the league that aren't aware of these things. It's everyone. And we look at what is being offered in the school systems. Not all of our school systems are educated on financial literacy. Many of the schools, students aren't getting that information until late in high school, when it's really too late,
Right.
to start shifting minds, because kids have already developed a lot of their patterns and their relationship with money. And so although we are starting at the high school level, because we feel like we can make an immediate impact on those kids that are about to step out into the real world, the sweet spot is middle school. When students start forming their relationships and understanding. But we're committed to doing the work in Newark. We have a 4-year commitment with those schools to start with the freshman class, follow them through their senior year, be able to measure the impact of that programming, and then expand our efforts with the hope of getting others to collaborate with us to make a bigger impact.
Right. I feel like all schools should definitely have that.
Absolutely.
That's a given, because we get thrown into the real world and we're like, what's taxes?
Yes.
How do we invest? What is stocks? So on the topic of programs, do you have a favorite program? But you're talking very passionately about financial literacy.
The financial literacy is passionate because it touches every program. Our programs, we've always tried to take a holistic approach when we're talking about developing youth in underserved communities. So not only are we looking at financial literacy, we provide programs that focus on food insecurity. Okay. So many, especially in New Jersey, we have a relationship in Camden and New York where we provide a program called Get Ready Fest. And it's a festive type atmosphere. We identify 1,200 families in need of services. We partner with about 40 social service organizations, those that have their pulse on the community as to who needs these resources, bring them together in one location to serve that 1,200 family population. the thought behind that is really many of these individuals, they're aware of the services, but you have to jump over hoops, you have to go find them, you have to be connected. It's like, let's bring all the resources, a one-stop shop, invite the families in, treat them with dignity, so they're not standing in line. It's not a handout.
Right.
It's an opportunity to be connected with access and given access to resources that are truly needed. And we really take pride in offering those services in all the communities that we serve. And we just last year, during Hunger Action Month in September 2021, was the first time we hosted that event in Newark in partnership with an organization called Gooder. And we were able to serve 1,200 families with enough food for 10 days for family of 6 for 10 days, and an additional abundance of resources provided by our partners. We worked with St. James, who identified those families, and it was a tremendous success. This year, during Hunger Action Month, we offered that program, the City of Camden, in partnership with the Kroc Center in South Jersey Food Bank. And again, that wasn't our first time in Camden, but it's a community where 65% of the population is living with hunger, and 37% under the poverty level. So when you're looking at numbers like that, and you're talking about helping youth and underserved communities, you can't ignore that some of these kids are coming to school hungry.
Right.
And so when you're hungry and you're trying to learn, that usually doesn't work. And so it's like meeting some of the basic needs of these students, get their attention. And with Malcolm being an athlete, we know athletes and entertainers have the ear of our kids. And so use that opportunity to tell them the right thing, show them the right way, different ways. And, whoever's delivering the message, as long as it's the right message,
right.
Utilizing that platform for the good.
And I love that you brought up like school lunches, because I feel like, so growing up, my parents, obviously, they're immigrants, Vietnamese immigrants, so they didn't have all the money in the world, So when you're in school and you see everybody with hot lunches, and kids are mean in school, mind you, they're like making fun of you for the food that you bring. So I think that eliminates some of the anxiety.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When you're going to school, you're just like, oh, I have a hot meal, because some families don't even have that at home. What is a moment that you hold very close to your heart since the beginning of the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation?
Wow, it is so.
I know there's a lot. I know.
It is so many, but one of the moments that stand out in my mind, we had a Get Ready Fest event where we're providing food resources to families and all. And seeing the joy on the faces of children who receive hard copy books, and hearing kids say, I've never owned my own book, and being able to put a book in a child's hand, and that being their first experience owning their own book, to me, I'll never forget that experience. It sounds minor, but it's not. So today's age, a kid being excited to own a book, that's memorable for me.
Absolutely. You're gonna make me tear up. You're gonna make me cry, because I'm like, oh my God. Because as a child, like, reading was so important,
Yeah.
And even if you want to like escape whatever reality you have going on, like you can go to the fiction books, the non-fiction books, the stories. That almost made me tear up. I was like,
yeah, because I remember my first book, and the joy, even in thinking about it now, the impact, those stories. Like you say, you get lost in the story, and even in the hardest times, that imagination that a book can bring to a child is very important to have.
Yes. How do you feel about audiobooks? I feel like that's kind of the new thing.
Well, I still like touching the pages of a book. Personally, I do audio, and then I buy the book as well. So I'll read the book when I'm traveling. I'll use the audio to fill in. But especially when you're talking about biographies and things like that, it's told in the voice of the person who wrote it. I love to hear the audio. Right. My favorite one recently was Will, as well as
Yeah.
Viola Davis's biography. Yeah,
Speaking
impactful.
so my favorite audiobook is actually by Oprah, and it's the path to, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. It's the path to something, and she talks about all of her. It's on my phone. I'm gonna look at it because you know how you just draw blanks.
I know. It's a singing moment, I call it.
I don't even know how this happens, but here you go. So it's The Path Made Clear.
Okay, I haven't
So
read
I've listened to this audiobook at least 4 times in a time span of like 4 months, and I'm telling my friends like, you need to check out this audiobook. And this was actually one of my first audiobooks because I'm like you, where it's like I want to touch the pages, I want to feel it, I want to read it, I want to imagine it. But then when you're so busy, you're just like, let me put on an audiobook while I'm getting ready, while I'm about to go to bed. She's best close. So what is the plan for the next 2 years with the Charity Foundation?
Well, like I said, we've pivoted, scaling our impact, building our digital academy. That's something that's still in progress. And so we look forward to being able to offer that not only in the communities that we serve now, but that will give us the reach for any child to be able to reach the app and access our offerings. Malcolm will be playing a very important role in personally being a mentor, so to speak, a digital, as we call it, a mentor, where you may not be able to meet him in person, but you have access to him. And that's important too.
I love that he's very hands-on. Yeah, he gets his hands dirty.
We don't do anything without him being involved. It's his vision. It's my job to make sure that the charity stays true to that vision and purpose. And we're just excited about all it brings. Collaborations and partnerships have enabled us to do the work that we do. It makes no sense to be out here, in a silo working, but so many nonprofits are. And so we try in our work to identify other charities and partners who are like-minded, like mission, to partner on all of our initiatives, because if we're all in it for the same reason, the same good, we can have a big, stronger impact.
Absolutely. So I would say that is what differentiates the organization from all the others, like having access to them, and not only that, but seeing what you do in person and the Get Ready Fest is such a huge deal. And I know you guys also give away scholarships. I think you did last year.
Yeah. Our longest-standing program, Project Rewards, is called Reinforcing Education with Activities, Recreation, and Developmental Supports. It's a partnership that we started in 2012 with a program called College Track in New Orleans. Students from all over the city who are committed to their future and going to college, put in the time and effort to attend an after-school programming that helps them with test taking, SAT, studying, prep, and we augment their program by offering a life skills component of the curriculum. Rewarding each class after they've completed those sessions or experiences. And the ultimate reward is for seniors who have made that commitment, have been accepted to four-year university. We provide opportunity for gap scholarships because so many of them receive other funding to attend school, but they don't have the funds even just to buy the sheets, the linen that you need for your bed, the curtains that you need to hang. All the other things that we don't think about that kids need when we say go to college.
Yeah.
You need money.
Yeah, you need money.
Even when your tuition is fully paid for. And still there are other ancillary expenses, books that you need money for. So since 2012, we've been awarding scholarships to the students who have completed the program going off to school. We're at the $200,000 mark at this point. And that's been a really great partnership for us. And we call our our scholars, Malcolm Jenkins scholars. And our goal for that, our next for that, is to continue to connect those students after they've completed college with opportunities and experiences that will still enrich their abilities, whether it's internships within the foundation or through partners that we have, just connecting them with additional resources.
I wish you guys were around when I was in college, because listen, Seton Hall is not cheap.
Yeah.
That's for one.
Yeah.
So being that I have Malcolm Jenkins' mom here, right, I have to ask, what is your favorite memory of him?
It's not a favorite memory.
One of the, I don't even know how to word it.
I'll never forget, he's been into football since about 7, 8. You know, his father got him into Pop Warner, knowing the lessons that come from sports. You know, it's not so much the sport, it's the lessons, teamwork and all that. And, you know, he wanted to quit early on, and his father would let him quit, really, right? So, you know, you keep pressing on, you're trying to keep impressing on a kid, you know, to play, you can do this and all. And one day, I remember, you know, he just started liking it, it seemed, you know, going on his own, no more coaching, you know. It was great. Gets to high school, and he's writing essays now, you know, preparing for college, you know, things like that. He wrote an essay about how it was the free hot dog and soda at the end of the game that was really the carrot for him.
Oh my God.
Playing the game. And, you know, all this time we're thinking, okay, as parents, we've done such a great job instilling the values of the game to where he was interested in it. And he was like, no, Mom, it was the free hot dog and soda. And it's his carrot that kept him playing. So that's a funny story to me when I realized that. It was like, okay, that's interesting. But you never know. You never know what it is, whatever the motivation is for kids to get involved in something. It could be something as simple as whatever it is, it is. Find out what it is and use it.
I'm going to put my son, whenever I have one, I'm going to put my son in the football camp and see what he likes. Maybe he likes the hot dogs. So that's such a boy thing to say.
Yeah, it is a boy thing.
It's definitely a boy thing to say.
But I get it. But, you know, Malcolm's just involved in so many things, and I think just being responsible to know that life is bigger than you. Like, and, you know, he's been afforded a lot of opportunities, especially through this game. I mean, reaching the highest level of profession, understanding that you didn't get there on your own. Right? And you hear that saying it takes a village. It really does take a village to make a difference. And so even each of us can play a role in that. We don't have to be an opportunity. You don't have to have a platform as large as he has to contribute to making a difference. Yeah, you do what you can do. Collectively, we can all make a big impact in a child's life.
Absolutely. Like I said, I think it's such a beautiful thing. When I was researching the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation, I was like, he does a lot. He does a lot. And you guys are definitely a blessing to Jersey, to Philly. So my last question for you, we're gonna end off the interview, is what is a mantra that you live by? So for me, right, mine's a Kobe quote, because that was my favorite basketball player.
Oh, mine too.
Yeah. So we like Pink, we like Kobe. I'm obviously like Saints, here for it. And it's sitting up on my wall. It's on like a little mural thing. And he's always saying, it's the first thing I see when I wake up, they never hate the good ones. They always hate the great ones. And that's what I live by. Because, you know, so many people have so much to say. And it's like, F what they have to say. So I want to know what your favorite mantra is.
Live with courage, purpose, and connection.
Ooh. Very straight and to the point.
That's my mantra.
Yes. Very straight. I love that. Live with purpose. Always make sure
courage,
you have an intention.
Purpose, and connection. Courage, you know, stepping out, being brave, doing it, not being afraid of doing it, purpose, finding that purpose. Why are you doing it? Who do you want to be?
Right.
And then connection, understanding that you're not in it alone.
Yes.
You need to be connected to others. You think that you're out there, you think it's all about you and you don't need anyone to do it. It's a mistake.
It's always easier when you have a team and a family. So
yes.
I would just like to thank you so much for blessing the We Are Jersey platform. This is such an honor to be sitting next to you. You are an amazing woman, amazing mom, amazing president, because you guys are definitely making moves and helping so many people, touching so many lives. So on behalf of WHA, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us and featuring us and just seeing us.
Yes, of
Seeing the work
course.
that we do. It's much appreciated, and I'm sure it's appreciated by all those that we're seeking to be recognized.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. It's your girl Amber Lay, sports editor of WHA, over and out.